All right, greetings everyone, my people. A very good news. Yes, as I'm speaking to you, I told you that this 2026 we are in is going to be more disastrous and brutal for the Nigeria government. You thought we are just lying. Finally, yes, finally, Benjamin Netanyahu have sent a good message, a New Year message to the whole Nigeria and the whole Africa as I'm speaking to you. Benjamin Netanyahu have promised to work together with Trump, and not only that, he promised to work with Trump, they said they are going to establish military base in Southeast, because that is only where that they believe the Christians are the most. This video that you're about to watch here will shock you for what you're about to hear, because Nigeria is gone and gone for good. Let's watch.
You are representatives of the Christian Zionists who made Jewish Zionism possible. It's hard for me to conceive the emergence of the Jewish state, the re-emergence of the Jewish state, without the support of Christian Zionists in the United States, also in Britain, but the main thrust was in the United States in the 19th century. So Christian Zionism facilitated the rise and success of Jewish Zionism. And it's been an enormous partnership since then. I've known some of you. Mike, how long have we known? Since we were teenagers, something like that? A long time.
46 years.
46 years. Since we were a little more than teenagers. But I can say that we have no better friends, and I mean that sincerely. You have stood by us through thick and thin, and now we're challenged by new challenges, but equally with new opportunities. We've fought, as you know, a seven-front war, and we've come out in many ways victorious. But there's an eighth front, and that's the front for the hearts and minds of people, especially young people in the West, and for me, especially in the United States, and for me, especially on the conservative wing of the United States. And I think it's not just Israel's battle. I think it's our common Judeo-Christian civilizational battle, and I think we have to engage in that battle as forcefully, with as much resolution as we engage the other seven fronts. I think it affects not only Israel, it affects America, it affects our alliance, it affects the future of Western civilization. And I don't think I'm exaggerating one bit. I have here my colleagues, Israel's ambassador to the United States, to the United Nations, our consul general in New York, our consul general in Miami, and every one of my delegation. We feel that this is a theater that has to be engaged with great force. Who's to engage in us? In this? It's us. It's you and us. And we have to, we have to be, I think we have to stand up and be counted. They have to hear our voice. There are some people who believe that, that faith should be silent and terrorism should be understood. No. Faith should speak its voice, and terrorism should be confronted, not understood, confronted and defeated. And that is what we're engaged in right now. So I want you to know that I spoke with President Trump yesterday. I said this publicly too. I see the battle against us and the battle against our Judeo-Christian tradition basically being waged around the globe. And it's waged primarily by two forces, radical Shiite Islam and radical Sunni Islam. That means the axis that is led by Iran, much battered, admittedly, but still there, and the Sunni axis led by the Muslim Brotherhood, which permeates everything. They go to Europe, they go to the United States, they go to Africa, Nigeria. And we are conscious of the fact that Christians are being persecuted across the Middle East, in Syria, in Lebanon, in Nigeria, in Turkey, and beyond. And we're also aware of the fact, as you are, that one country protects the Christian community, enables it to grow, defends it, and makes sure that it thrives. And that country is Israel. There is no other. None. We are joining an effort to have basically a United Nations of countries that support Christian communities around the world, beleaguered communities who deserve our help, just as you are helping us, we want to help back. And we're capable of doing that. In Africa with intel, in the Middle East with a lot of means that I won't itemize each one. But this is what our agenda is. It's the main part of our agenda, and it's going to continue with greater force and greater might in this coming year. I want to use this opportunity to wish you all, well, it's kind of late for a Merry Christmas, but a belated Happy Christmas, and not a belated, and on time, a Happy New Year. May it be a year of prosperity, peace, and security for all of us, but especially for the Christian communities around the world. So thank you, and Happy New Year to all of you, and thank you.
If you watch my last podcast, then you already know that something is seriously wrong in Nigeria. Presidents of countries do not behave like this one unless the ground beneath them is shifting. Nobody behaves like Tinubu. Leaders do not take mysterious trips at moments of maximum pressure unless staying home has become dangerous. That is what I'm trying to bring out today. Today, I want to explain carefully and clearly why President Bola Tinubu cannot remain in Nigeria much longer under the current trajectory. His next trip may be for good. This is not a prediction by emotion. This is analysis by pattern. This is the Ofion question. Issue 1, the flight pattern. Let's check the flight pattern. Power lives before people do. When leaders sense instability, which is what is happening in Nigeria right now, the first thing they secure is their exit options. I'm exploring this. I mentioned this the last time. Tinubu's recent movements are not random. They follow a pattern. We've seen this before. We've seen this in Africa. We've seen this in Eastern Europe. We've seen this in Latin America. In fact, we're about to see it with Maduro. Tinubu is the Nicolas Maduro of Nigeria. He's following the exact script of the Venezuelan president, who is in trouble. In my last podcast, I referenced a childhood song many Nigerians know, which reflects what Tinubu is doing, about a man who travels everywhere without a clear destination. Ajala travel all over the world. Ajala travel all over the world. Ajala travel, Ajala travel, Ajala that is what Tinubu is doing. At some point, Nigerians must ask, is this leadership or is this Ajala diplomacy? When pressure becomes international, domestic power stops protecting you. It will stop protecting you. Issue 2. Washington has changed. Washington has changed its posture towards Nigeria. For decades, Washington tolerated dysfunction in Abuja. As long as Nigeria remained predictable, as long as Nigeria could be used, that era is over. The signals are subtle, but unmistakable. Visa pressures against Nigerians. More pressures are about to come out against the elites. Security language. Public contradictions no longer ignored. They no longer ignore the lies from Nigeria. When Washington stops explaining you away, your clock starts ticking. As Nigerians would say, America's don't change, oh, this Trump now, wow. That is the word on the streets. Issue 3. Elite abandonment. This is the key here. The elites, they're jumping ship. They're jumping from the Titanic. Presidents do not fall alone. They fall when elites stop defending them. Have you noticed Nigerian elites? Suddenly they don't defend him now. And right now, Nigerian elites are quiet. Not because they agree, but because they are recalculating. Silence is not loyalty. Silence is preparation. Look at Godswill Akpabio, the Senate president. They say, I don't want trouble with Trump. Oh. He's on tape, crying like a child. Nigerian big men are very brave people, oh, brave enough to support you loudly until it becomes risky. That's when their bravery ends. After that, they suddenly discover the power of silence and prayer. When politicians stop defending you and start quoting scripture, it is time to check the exits. Tinubu, take note. Those men surrounding. Issue number 4. The Sultan question revisited. We have to, because after my last podcast, the Sultan is still in hiding. Power institutions reveal themselves not by what they say, but by when they go silent. That radio silence in the Sokoto Emirate that oversees 12 caliphate states with Sharia in Nigeria we are not going to keep quiet. Religious authority, political authority, security authority, all of them are paused at the same moment. The same moment. That, ladies and gentlemen, is not coincidence. That is coordination through fear. I'm here to break it down for you. All and on a question we cannot answer in Nigeria is hanging in the Nigerian air right now. Where in the world is the Sultan of Sokoto? Why is he hiding? Why not face President Trump, who hit your kingdom during Christmas holiday? He hit his neighborhood with Tomahawk missiles. Is the Sultan still in Nigeria? Some are wondering. Or has he joined that elite Nigerian big men tradition of strategic invisibility? And one must ask, if a man like the Sultan, who reportedly owns oil wells worth billions of dollars, allegedly awarded to him generously by past northern military governments, will those oil wells now be managed by remote control? Those oil wells? Or do they also go into hiding when they are own adults? I know they know I was in Sokoto, so he can't control them from there. He has to come down to south to control them. Issue 5, why Tinubu staying in Nigeria is riskier than him leaving. When international pressure increases, domestic legitimacy weakens. He's losing legitimacy. Elite unity fractures, which is what I just finished mentioning. Staying becomes more dangerous than leaving. It is in his best interest not to come back. I know he's coming back, but it's in his best interest. History is unforgiving here. Leaders who ignore this moment rarely get to choose the ending. Mobutu could not choose his ending. I could give you a long list, but I'll spare you. Today is New Year's Day. Happy New Year. This is not about Tinubu's personality. It is not about it is about structural pressure. Power does not collapse suddenly. It leaks slowly like a sieve, and then all at once. If you are seeing strange movements in Nigeria, if you are seeing confusing signals, suddenly Arewa is quiet, and sudden silence from other powerful institutions that are extremely noisy, then you are watching the early stages of
that they have watched it and they confirmed it. Is the message not clear? Of course it is clear. I told you when we told you that this 2026 we are in, is not going to be funny, and it's not going to become as usual. All the terrorists, the financiers, the sympathizers, and all of them, they are going to receive the hit in hot.
Fearless truth.
Yes, Nigeria will not contain them. They will be running asking for help. The words will disappear. The worst part of it is that this thing that is happening in Nigeria, all these bombardments where the US came to rescue Nigeria, to rescue the Christian from the hand of terrorists. Have you ever seen your president Tinubu come out to make a speech concerning all this thing that is happening? US, just do this one for us. Disintegrate this country. Allow the Biafrans to go, Oduduwa to go, Arewa to go, and with that there will be peace in this country called Nigeria. Without that, there will be no peace. My people, who am I? I'm only a messenger. If you love what I do here in this Global Love Channel TV, please don't hesitate to touch your hand for subscribe button, like, and turn on the notification bell. So whenever we upload a new video like this, you'll be the first person to be notified. And in doing that, you're encouraging us to do more. Till next time, see you in my next video. Bye for now. Thank you.